Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with another review and recap of the challenge. I'm about to say All Stars, the Challenge USA episode 4. This episode was definitely better than last week's episode. And it's trivia, so those are always the best episodes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
overall, this episode, a lot of people did questionable things, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but the person that last has the best and the best going away message ever. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love trivia. It's my favorite episode every season, no matter what it is, because you're guaranteed one dumbass answer. And boy,
But I feel like this season, we'll get into it as we go.
we'll get into it. But we were treated to a few dumb answers.
Yeah, so the algorithm picks the pairs when we first come back at the top of the episode. These pairs, again, I tried to speed through like the beginning part because I don't want to see no recaps. I don't want to even know the title of the episode because that still will tell me too much. I think episodes should just be labeled in this kind of competition should just be labeled episode 1, episode 2. Because as soon as I saw the title of the episode, I was like, dang. Some of the pairs, a couple of the pairs were not too happy with their partner. Justine gets David, and she's like, a lot of people don't see David as a strong player, which I think from his Big Brother season, which is what most of opinions are based off of, his Big Brother season, people kind of don't consider him as strong.
Let me
David said it himself that he's not giving what he's supposed to be giving.
But let me come to David. Let me come to David's defense real quick.
Yeah.
David was his season of Big Brother. First of all, if he had made it into the house, he would have been part of the cookout. That's number one. Number two, when you go on these game shows,
David was on that season, was he?
Was he? I think it was the season before that. I think it was the season with Enzo or something with that. But either way it go,
he was on 21.
He doesn't. When you go on these reality shows like Big Brother, you don't really know how to prepare for these challenges because they're all weird. Like nobody practices walking in the dark and in pitch black looking for little tokens or whatever the hell he was doing. Like you don't practice that. So like I can't say he's weak just because he can't perform in a pitch black room. Like I can't. That's not fair to say he's weak because of that. He never had an opportunity to play. He only played one game and didn't do good in the dark.
But I mean, with that said, he also hasn't done good on this season at all. Like
he ain't coming dead last not once. So I don't consider that not being good. I'm not gonna say he's like the best, but I mean, hell, if he's never coming last ever.
But that's the thing with this like standing, and that's why I don't like if you don't come in last, it really doesn't matter because like this game, it doesn't matter where you place. Like literally, you're either winning or you're losing. It's like the in between doesn't matter, so you can't really say that. Oh, he didn't come in last.
In between. No, it doesn't matter. But I'm saying you didn't come in dead last. Mm-hmm. But dead last is like you visibly see somebody fuck up and come in last. He ain't done that yet. So I don't want to just be like, oh, he's the weakest guy on the show. I mean, he is, to be honest, he is the weakest guy left on the show, but he ain't shown it yet, is all I'm trying to say.
I get I understand because I got some defense for David later on in the episode as well. So I understand that. Okay, so we go into the house after everybody has basically chosen their pairs. The Love Island crew are kind of worried about the Kylan and Alyssa pair up because it's kind of like a known thing around Love Island people, at least, that they're not going to trust BB. They don't really trust them. They think they snaky or whatever because you kind of.
I think at this point the general public don't trust anybody from Big
Brother. Anybody from Big Brother. Regular show, this show, All Stars, whatever. You just can't trust anybody from Big Brother. The entire concept of the show is to lie your way to the end.
And then like the Big Brother trio that we have, unfortunately didn't do them any justice. So they already coming in, these new Big Brothers already coming in with the same like perception because of the trio.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we get a scene with Alyssa and Derek. We know they're working together. We saw that like the first episode. So they just are reiterating again that Alyssa and Derek are working together. They have a revenge mindset against the cookout, Xavier in particular, because he was like the head of it, and they want to get him out because he got them out in BB. But I just think
I
it's
need to listen to let that hurt go.
let the hurt go. Baby.
Honestly, and I also wanted to think about that because Derek got to let that hurt go too, because his closest ally was Hannah in his season, and they damn near looked like they was dating at one point, and it's like you ain't got that same energy for her. So what you mad at the rest of them for?
But I think with Derek, I don't think his problem is with Xavier as much as it is Alyssa. I think his main problem was Tiffany, but he's just like, Xavier did me wrong, so I'm just like.
But no. The only reason Xavier did them wrong is because he was the only one who benefited from the whole thing because he won the show.
Yeah, I agree.
Had Ozza won the show, or Tiffany, or Kylan, then that same energy that they have for Xavier would just be it would be disproportional to whoever won the show. So that's not really like.
I see their side. Like I see, like, yeah, you did me wrong, so I don't have no loyalty to you, or I'm gonna backstab you when I can. I just think,
it's the game.
Yeah. I just think revenge okay, but not right now. Like right now,
the game. Like if you want revenge, that's fine. But why treat it like Big Brother? Let's work together and get everybody else that we don't want in the game out, and then we battle it out like we did on our original show. I'm confused on the logic of that. Like,
I think it's
taking shots against the big dogs already.
I think it's too.
And I think that was everybody. Like everybody knew it was coming. Even Xavier knew it was coming. It was just more of like time. Like, why are you playing? Like, it's only day what? It's only week 4. Like, come on now.
But why are you playing like this? Period. We already buried the hatchet.
Yeah, it's
he talked to Alyssa.
Like I said, they didn't let that hurt go.
He talked to Alyssa when they got in the house. Apparently, him and Kylan had been talking outside of the show in the game. So, like, if y'all had an issue, why we didn't address it as soon as we walked in the house?
I mean,
the thing with Alyssa is, like, literally, if it wasn't for Xavier, you would have been at home, like.
Yeah, so but I mean, when it comes to
exactly. Like Kylan ain't going to first elimination. Like Xavier could have easily went to Tyson and just been like, "Hey, throw somebody strong in and get Kylan out of the game. Don't throw in silly ass. Don't throw in silly. Throw somebody else that can actually compete."
Yeah. So I'm with them letting it go, but I understand keeping it, but just keep it till later. Like when right now it's too early. You and Big Brother Survivor are kind of neck and neck on who running the house. You know what I mean? So don't give Survivor the edge to just pick you off. You stay neck and neck.
It's doing the same thing that World of Worlds did, like World of Worlds 2, where
they turned on each other extremely too early.
Yeah,
like they literally are self-imploding, and it's like, first of all, y'all already didn't have the majority numbers anyway. And now you already are self-imploding.
Yeah.
So let's get to the challenge. This is, like we said, the trivia challenge. Unfortunately, I don't know what intern named it because that name was terrible. It's called Falling Off the Knowledge.
Yeah, and then when TJ broke it down, was like the no.
It still wasn't good. Everybody was like, I get it, but
it was the worst ultimate greatest dad joke of all time. I found that highly is.
I was gonna say that's something you would like.
Yeah, of course, I would love that. But
so the premise of this trivia challenge, it would played in, I think, 3 main rounds of people, and then the losers from each round will play a losers round, and that'll determine who will go into the elimination automatically, and the winners round from the winner from each round, that'll be the ultimate winner who will decide which pair goes in against them.
The challenge was rigged. I'm just gonna say that.
This challenge was what?
It was rigged.
Just ask them type of questions.
But Zodiacs, come on, they could have did something.
Zodiac, hey, you know what? Not gonna lie, that's probably the easiest question they probably could have gotten.
And then the one before that, it was another easy one. It was what was it? I don't know what the question was, but like both of them questions were easy.
They asked them questions about hockey teams.
Yeah, that would have been
Who
automatically.
the
I just
question
put big goodbye.
the biggest question I had a problem. I think the only question I didn't really know was who was the actress who had won an Oscar for a lead role or a supporting role in the last 10 years. I didn't know not a single one. In my brain, I yelled out Scarlett Johansson, and then TJ was like, "Oh, that's a good try." And he hit the button. I said, "Damn, I would have dropped."
But
Yeah, I knew that was.
I felt so bad.
Like if you think about all the actresses that's like been like relevant, I mean, you could have finessed your way through that. Definitely, because 10 years is a big scope. So all you really have to do is just name people that you see like in the last year.
I would have said some dumb stuff. I'd have said
Viola Davis.
See,
I would have said who else I would have said? I would have said Lupita Nyong'o. I would have said damn
yeah. But it was good. My boy Danny gives his daily shout out to Kiki.
When he said that, I instantly thought of y'all. He was like, my wife Kiki, and I was like, there it goes.
Yes, I was like, we gotta take a drink every time you say my wife Kiki. I love it. I love it every time. I love it.
Right.
I thought the questions was good. I thought they were relevant until like you got into the hocky ones, because
I was
like Danny literally just
Danny pulled that out of nowhere. And it was logic. That's smart. They ice animals.
I love watching hockey. So I'm out here rattling off teams. And as soon as I heard New York Rangers, I said, "Oh no."
Dominic was like, "Shark is not an animal," and they was like, "Yes, it is." Like, why do you care? Like,
he said it's a fish. I'm like, bro, what? Are fish not animals? What are we doing here? Why are we arguing?
That's why I was like, Dominic, just stop talking. Like, you just.
He want to be right so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not like that. Some people, I love Justine. I love Justine. She's my favorite. I love Justine and Cash. But some partners like Justine with David and Sarah with Leo, they're like, they're screwing this up and they're so terrible. I'm like, baby, this is a partner challenge. I don't know it, and also, you don't know it.
It's like
me.
Also, it's like it's trivia, so you guys have equal say so in your answer. It wasn't like he specifically was asking Justine a question and then specifically asking David a question. And then same thing with, and then Sarah's not good at trivia, but you're mad at Leo because he's not Leo.
No, Sarah was
not Leo. Sarah, who's Sarah with? She was mad at
Derek.
I know Desi was mad at Leo.
Derek X.
Yeah. Sarah was mad at Derek X until the hockey question came around. I'm like, so you just assumed he was smart because he was Asian?
She was thinking that he was supposed to be smart because of the stereotype. She's trying to make it seem like
it was a little bit of racism in that. And I didn't
like, that. He's not as smart as people said he is. I'm like, no, what you really want to say?
No, exactly, because that's not what you wanted to say. What you really want to say
was like that. I was like, Sarah, you were there too, and you also didn't know it.
But first of all, I understand not being up to date on trivia. I understand not everybody's up to date on trivia. Not people are good at it. I get it. But to sit there and throw him down the river when you didn't contribute anything at all, like you answered one sports question, one after 3 rounds. Relax.
So they do the losers round, and the losers turn out to be the first team to drop was David and Justine. So they are automatically going into the elimination. And then they do the winners round, which comes down to the what did you call it? The zodiac sign question, and which was against Kylan and Alyssa versus Angela and Dom, and Kylan and Alyssa win that round, which I'm happy about. I just want one where Alyssa or Tyson don't win, so I was okay with it.
You mean Angela?
What did I say?
Alyssa.
Sorry, my bad. I meant Angela or Tyson. I just want somebody else to win, even though Kylan has won before. What's her name? Shan mentions that she feels pretty safe because BB they wouldn't vote out they friend.
Once people start saying they feel safe, you know something, you know they either going into elimination or they're gonna be considered for
Yeah.
elimination.
Yeah. Back in the house, X is talking to Kylan and Alyssa, not knowing that they are considering him. And Kylan says in his confessional that they're cool, they got cool, but strategically, he does not trust X. X backstabbed him, and he's still holding that. So he's like, him and Alyssa are like, is this their chance to take him out? We need to do it smart if we're gonna do it.
Okay.
Which they didn't do.
See that whole they backstab me part. I like how he had that same energy for Xavier, but didn't have that same energy for Asa.
Like, that's what I'm saying, because right now Asa been under the radar, so
yeah.
But what I'm saying is he act like Xavier. Like I said, had Xavier not won the show, would y'all be mad at him, or would you have that same energy for somebody who won that season, like a Asa or Tiffany?
I think it was anybody in the cookout, they probably would have had the same energy for us. So I'm pretty sure.
Wasn't Kylan in the cookout?
Kylan was definitely in the cookout. He
made
it to the final four. And then
that's what I said. It's not.
I guess he was blindsided, but it wasn't even Xavier who had the opportunity to vote him out.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Kylan or Derek has a vendetta against Xavier. It's Alyssa, and they tied to Alyssa.
Yeah, they just doing what Alyssa wanted.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not really a them, it's a her, and they just doing
because Kylan of all people don't even have the right to be mad. You played the game and you did Alyssa and Derek X dirty. You just chose to get upset because you was at the bottom of the pecking order of the alliance that was supposed to win.
Yeah.
I really don't know what challenge they started doing this. Like, I just want people to just do what you're gonna do. I don't really need those scenes of them talking to the people that are going into elimination. But
I guess they just want people to have like a fair chance. Like, we're not gonna get guaranteed. It's like taking out a loan. You pre-qualified.
If you don't agree with my fair chance, you ain't gonna put them in. If my fair chance is your best friend, it don't matter. So
that's what I'm saying. It's like a loan. You can get pre-qualified. We can hear you out, but at the end of the day, we'll let you know if you approve or deny, which is basically
right.
Don't have this conversation with me. You already know. Don't waste my time.
But I mean, in some instances, they did take their picks into consideration.
Yeah.
It was still a waste of time, though.
Yeah, so they Justine is just know she doesn't want to go against Cinco and Shannon because again they're Love Island. This is part of their alliance, and that would really weaken them if she does come back and part of their alliance is gone, especially two of them. And not Xavier. What's the Kylan and Alyssa throw out Shannon and Xavier, and Justine is like really surprised because they never thought that was on the table.
And then at that point, as soon as that was an option. That let me know. I was like, they not winning this whole show because that's dumb.
Yeah.
Because you had an opportunity to throw in two Love Island people who are together, or go after the people of Survivor who are literally paired up with either somebody from The Amazing Race like Desi and Leo, who is strong because, oh my God, have you seen Desi's fucking muscles? She swole as hell.
She grabbed that soda. She was flexing.
She got muscles on top of muscles. Like, send her in. She's strong. Like, I just don't understand the thought process of throwing in somebody that could potentially have your back. Like, it unprovoked at that. Like, it wasn't like they came after you. You throwing them in unprovoked.
They have the nerve to talk to Tyson and Angela. Like, it was like,
bruh, Tyson's confessional.
They're giving Tyson and Angela too much power.
Tyson was like,
they giving him too much power. I don't understand it. He is not a part of your Big Brother alliance. You are making him your biggest part of the game. They're like, Tyson runs the house. I need to.
That man Tyson literally was like, "Are you playing the game for me? Like, are you?"
Yeah.
Like,
and even Justine was like, because when everybody saw, even when it happened later on, or what? Spoiler alert, Xavier and Shan go into elimination, whatever. But even then, like, everybody was like, are y'all serious? Like, this
exactly. I've never seen, like, for us to be challenge fans, we've seen some boneheaded gameplays. We done seen some people make some dumb votes. We done seen people make dumb moves in terms of who to vote into elimination or who not to vote into elimination.
Mhm.
But if we're ranking bad moves,
Yeah.
this one is at least top 10.
Yeah, this goes.
Like, you
this reminds me
can't
so much
do
of
that.
when they
Like,
did that burn vote for Leroy. He ended up going in.
Yeah, that was
This
crazy.
is how dumb
that,
this
yeah,
is.
this is worse.
Okay, so let's go into the elimination. We have the players that are definitely playing walking out, which are Justine and David. I'm not really sure what the name of this particular elimination is. Do you know the name?
Yeah, it's called Smash In Puzzle Out. So basically, the teams have to break through glass panels enclosed in a narrow tunnel. Then they will reach a set of puzzles at the end. Then they must retrieve the pieces one by one, solve the puzzle, and then each window or pane is basically they have to alternate. It was assigned to one of the two. And then if you don't, or if you break your teammate's window, then you'll get a 5-second penalty.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, 5-second penalty.
5 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. When they
It is-
first, before they explain the actual challenge, all they see is like the puzzle part. I mean, they see the whole thing, but they also see the puzzle. And so when they come out, Derek X knows what the plan is, but he's like signaling to Alyssa, like, no, that's not the one to do plan on. But Alyssa and Derek, not Derek, Alyssa and Kylan, when asked by TJ who they're sending down, they still go ahead and they call out Shan and Xavier, and they use the excuse that people don't trust Shan, so that's why we're doing it. And Xavier just got caught.
Bro, if that was the worst
Nobody believes
cop-out
that.
excuse I've
Nobody
ever
believes that.
heard. If you gonna send me in, first of all,
Say with your chest. Like,
if
if
you
I
gonna
leave-
send me in because you don't trust me, tell me directly. Don't sit there and say, "Oh, nobody in the house trusts me."
Yeah.
Bro, for real.
Like Shan said, don't make me a scapegoat. Say that shit with your chest. Because if I leave,
That was lame.
your plan works.
That was
But if
lame.
I
You
come
mad
back-
at him and I'm attached to him. So, and that's the only thing about the algorithm that I don't like, because you don't have to do anything. The person that you could be partnered up with got beef with the ops, and because you attached to them, you just guilty by association. You didn't even do nothing. And that was Shan getting voted into elimination, and they using her as the scapegoat. That's lame.
Yeah. And so Xavier is ready to go. They explain the rules and everything. And when they're getting, like, as soon as they like go to whistle or get it started, Xavier punches out. He has just decided we ain't going left, right. Your turn, my turn.
He
I'm
said,
a-
we're taking the penalties.
Yeah, so he just decided they're taking the penalties. Only problem with that is that it didn't take too much time to break out these windows. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a lengthy time in between. So
Yeah.
it didn't really that much negatively
It
affect.
wasn't like that one elimination where they had to like fight through like saran wrap or something.
Yeah,
Like,
it wasn't like that.
Yeah, it was literally like
pretty easily.
yeah, just seeing it. David was.
Yeah, the windows broke pretty easily, so it didn't really help them that much.
I also know that when the challenge started and Xavier had the knuckles in his hand, that man wasn't thinking about no damn rules. He wasn't
Yeah, I
thinking
don't think he
about-
was either. No.
He saw Kylan face and was like, "This is you, bro. I'm about to like." That's what he was thinking. That man was not concerned at all with the rules. All he heard was the air horn, and he just started turning. His eyes was red,
Yeah.
and that's all he saw. He had tunnel vision.
Both of the teams were pretty much even split. Justine and David ended up having
10
a
second penalty.
They had 10
10
seconds.
second. And then Xavier and Shannon ended up having 50 seconds, which was a benefit to Justine and David because they literally didn't have to wait that long.
Yeah, the puzzle wasn't
But-
that hard.
Yeah, but I say that to say this. If Xavier didn't like go all the way through and get all 50 seconds, they most likely would have won.
Xavier,
alert,
they
yeah.
would've won that 'cause they was almost finished.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
They had that in the bag. It's just emotion got the best of him. That
Yeah.
that had nothing to do with oh, the puzzle was harder or it was more difficult. It was literally that man was angry.
Xavier had the best walkout line. He said, "Fuck y'all, I'm still rich. Y'all still
Y'all
broke."
broke. How you gonna vote somebody out that has y'all back? Y'all are idiots. I'm rich. Y'all still broke, and it's funny because it's facts.
Yeah.
First of
Like,
all,
he
he
said
was
that, I
a,
was like,
first of all, he
that's
was a
the
lawyer,
biggest
so he never needed the money in the first place, and he won the money, and so he's even more set off for life. He's doing this just for the hell of it, while
Yeah.
they are so desperate they actually need the money.
No.
That's the biggest.
That's the best walkout. In regards to the elimination, I do want to say that again, David did exactly what was needed. He didn't do too much. He didn't really mess up. He look.
Or was it Justine?
Most
Over there, you
no,
didn't
and
do it.
he said that himself. What I'm saying is, when two people are
He's
working
a good role player. He plays
when
his
two
role.
people are working on a puzzle, it is very easy for one person to just start moving shit and messing it up. Whereas, hey, look, he moving something, he sees something, he move it, but he's listening to Justine. Justine take over, and I appreciate him being real and being like, nah, that was all her.
But yeah, so overall, X and Shan are eliminated. Justine and David win the elimination, and their money is up. I think David now has $2,000, and Justine has $7,000 because she has $6,000.
Yep. Because they had 1,000 each. Shannon and David both had 1,000 each, so there's just thousands just transferred over.
Money. Yeah.
So
So they 7,000 for Justine, 1,000.
So Justine is still qualified for the final, and David is only $3,000 away from being qualified.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm glad Justine won. Like I said, not good for my draft for me, but I love Justine, so I'm glad she is still there. Let's look at this fantasy draft.
Let's look at it. So in third place, per usual.
Not per usual.
Hey, but that team
speak that over my name.
Are you even gonna have somebody in the final at this point?
I know y'all not talking. I was leading the final last time. So
see, that's the past, sweetie. That's the problem right there. Everybody, see, you ain't learned nothing yet. We don't talk about it the whole episode. You hung up on the past.
Your only saving grace at this point now is possibly Kayla. Maybe
Kayla next. Kayla next, bro. It's over. It's Kayla.
Y'all be just putting negativity over my team.
Kayla's not making it far. Leo's not making it far. Cachet's not touching that final. Enzo might, but yeah, that's it for you.
So, with the limited players that you do have, none of them
limited players.
None of them really did anything for you. Literally 5 comp points, and then 2 confessionals for Cash and Kayla. Enzo had 1 confessional. Leo had 1 confessional, and then the person who had the most gave you a -20 for comp points, and ended you.
Yo, you wild disrespectful right now. You did not have to say all that. That was wildly disrespectful.
But
in second place is me. I lost Shan this episode, so my team's still looking pretty good for the most part. I still think Justine is my front runner for the girls. Kylan, because of his track record right now, he kind of in this position.
Kylan got a giant bullseye on his damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That bullseye.
Cinco ain't got nothing but popcorn muscles. Derek ain't touching that final. Ben is your only hope.
Don't come to my team like that. Because when your players start getting eliminated
I'm sorry. Say that one more time. When my players start getting eliminated, how many episodes are we in now?
Because literally,
we're 4 episodes in.
It could change at the drop of a dime.
Yeah.
By the time it changes, you ain't gonna have no players, GG.
That's why. That's why you gonna get a double whammy. You gonna have two eliminated.
You ain't gonna have no players. You ain't gonna have nobody.
So pretty much all my team gave me good confessional points. My big hitter was Kylan for winning and doing what he does. Justine almost gave me a good amount of points, but that negative getting to sit there and kind of threw me off, but those two are my bread and butter because they give me my most points.
And then how you had more players than both of us, and you still struggling. You should be winning, sir.
You got 587. You got all
That's almost 100 points more, sir. Or is it? What did you have?
I have 4.
I see people that's getting eliminated.
I'm winning by a lot, sir.
Hold on.
Almost 100. That's 128 points.
Your players don't really like contribute to none of these episodes.
They don't
like
have
yours.
to.
Like your players, like
nobody look.
Really,
not a single person really on my team
as far as points is Tyson and Angelo.
That's fine, but have they gone home yet? Is the question. No, they're still in the house. The first episode was literally. Look, let me say this: every time Danny talk about his wife, I'm good. Every time Tyson exists on the show, I'm good. Alyssa being mad at people, I'm good. David even had an episode about him. He ain't gonna last long, but he contributed. We good.
Compared to the first 3 episodes when he barely had confessionals,
but guess what? He had some confessionals. He went into elimination. He won. He didn't do much in it, but he won.
Overall, in the last 4 episodes, he only gave you 37 points.
I don't care.
Thanks, guys, for joining us for our review and recap. Please tune in again next week. Follow along with us. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on our next video. Peace.